Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying clickbaiter. We only talk about video games, the business of video games, and cover topics that mainstream YouTubers don't cover. Now, with that said, do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and now let's get ready for the show. On today's episode... Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. As you've seen the last few weeks, I've been obsessed with AI and working with these tools, but there's a very good reason for it. You know, during this time where you see a lot of turmoil in the market, and I'll give you something specific you guys can relate to, which is video game companies. They're downsizing. There's a lot of attrition. They're getting ready for, 2024, and some of the signals that are out there, pretty much of a bear downturn in the market, right? There's a lot of turmoil, wars, all these things are economical factors that have to be factored into investments. But one thing that's largely occurring that people are not talking about, let me get closer to the mic here, is AI, right? Will you sell your rights to AI? That's a really big decision. And let me tell you why. First of all, I don't know what industry you work in, right? Depending on what that industry is, that's where you have to seek professional legal advice, right? Wherever you're at, your state, country, what have you. Because these are questions that the average person is not ready to consider or think about long term. So I think it's a good conversation to have because I've personally been affected by it here recently. And it's been one of the reasons that I've been concentrating on AI, not only because of my failing voice, but there are new contracts coming out, new agreements when you work places. Now, this doesn't affect everybody if you're, laborer, if your job involves actual physical labor or some sort of skill, it doesn't affect you. But if you're doing any type of creative work, and it doesn't need to necessarily have to be like, Hollywood where you're writing stories or creating a painting or anything like that. No, not at all. You could be, for example, somebody who trains people. Maybe you could be a teacher and instructor of some sort. You could be delving into different areas. New contracts are going to be coming out. New work agreements are going to be coming out that are different than the norm. Usually when you work, you agree to work somewhere. And let's just say that you develop, a training manual, right? Maybe you make a video for a specific machine that somebody wants to use. Or maybe a new computer, or how to set up some software, all these things. What will be added eventually is an AI clause. And what they want is to use those images not only in perpetuity, like is the case now, right? When you create something for that company, it becomes theirs until the company pretty much closes down. But when they ask for the AI in perpetuity, with modifications, and this is where you need professional legal help because somebody needs to read these contracts to what they're actually saying. You could be giving away your right to say no as an individual, right? And usually they're not going to pay you anymore, right? The mission of companies is to make as much money as possible with the least amount of expense possible, right? And if they don't have to pay you anything, they won't. It's up to you to sign that contract. But if they have your image and they have your voice, and now they want to change it from its original, right? Remember, your AI, work-wise, is better than you for them because it doesn't take breaks, it doesn't complain, it doesn't do anything except do what it's told, right? And, in my AI, right, the one that I'm working on right now, I can make more content easier, right? Edited content properly. I mean, it's, as far as turning on the mic and just talking, that's one of the easiest things to do. But for some tasks, for independent artists, for independent workers, it could be a plus because you can accomplish more with less. But what a company will do is turn your work into 5 different pieces of work. For example, let's say you do a training video and they updated the machine. Well, they don't want to pay you again for doing it. They just want to use your voice and likeness just to add the missing part for free, right? or just they're going to pay the person who's going to edit it, but that's it. They're not going to do anything more than that. They don't have to worry about your health insurance. They don't have to worry about you coming to work or anything like that. Now, what are the problems for you with that? Well, number one, you don't get paid. Number two, you're not agreeing to what those changes are. What if you're doing something else? It could be as simple as taking a picture by, I don't know, a light pole, right? And that becomes part of the training manual. Well, what if they decide to sell that picture and all its rights to somebody else, and that somebody else thinks it's a great picture for selling cigarettes or alcohol, or maybe something that you don't agree with in life? It could be a religion, it could be a political movement. It doesn't matter. You don't own the rights. That is not you anymore. But they own that image, they own your voice, they own your property, and now they've taken the ability for you to say no or yes to labor. The labor is the AI, and it's theirs forever. Would I sell my AI? No. I'm sure there's a check somebody could write, right? But there's not companies out there willing to do it. Hollywood's not willing to do it. That's why they had a strike. But those are people that are in the know because they're creative. Most people in these different workplaces that do these menial jobs could be signing the same type of contracts for no additional compensation. That is the problem here, because human nature, we're predators. We are predators no matter what anybody tells you. We are meant to prey on other things, and we often prey amongst ourselves, right? That's what we've always done. That's why we love war so much, and that's why we're so tribal. So if somebody's able to take advantage of you and not give you any compensation, believe you me, they will do it, right? And all of a sudden you sign this piece of paper, or you don't know what you signed, you're not getting any additional compensation. And whether it's a video game company or just a regular company or anybody that's willing out there to make money, they own that piece of property that basically is your voice, is your image, and they can wield it however they want. Who is willing to sign that contract? Who is willing to sign away your appearance, your likeness, in perpetuity to somebody else so they can do with it as they please, and you will not collect one red penny? That's what we're facing, right? But that's not only there is the dark side, right? That is the dark side. On the positive, if you learn how to use it, independent creators, people with lesser means, can use it to produce more of their own content and monetize that. So the best thing to do is to be aware, stay educated, and know what AI is and what it can do. There's going to be regulations coming from the government, of course, but those are always lagging behind, right? By the time the government gets involved, you lost half your money. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
Did you subscribe? Did you hit the like button? What the hell are you waiting for?